In the name of Allah, who is the most merciful and kind. Hello, dear students of class 8. I am your English teacher, and today we will read paragraph number 6 on page number 16. But before going to discuss this paragraph, before going to read the paragraph number 6, I want to give you a brief summary about each paragraph on page number 14, on page number 15. So I will take start from the pre-reading. In pre-reading, the summary of pre-reading is that Sinbad, it is about Sinbad, that who is Sinbad? Sinbad is a fictional sailor and hero of this story, The Strange Voyage of Sinbad, and he is the hero of this story. He is also one of the heroes of the Arabian Nights. And I have told you previously that Arabian Nights is the amalgamation, it is the mixture of Persian, Arabic, and Iranian folk tales. And and the term used here, the Arabian Nights, means there is a story behind the term, that there was a queen, her name was Layla, and she used to tell a story to her king every night. And there were around about 1001 stories, which is called the Arabian Nights. And the Strange Voyage of Sinbad is one of the stories of the Arabian Nights. So it tells us about Sinbad. It the Strange Voyage of Sinbad talks about a hero of the story whose name was Sinbad, and he gone through different voyages throughout the seas east of Africa, which include south of Asia, and he has fantastic adventures. He went to different magical places, he met monsters, and he encountered the supernatural phenomena. Supernatural phenomena हमारे जो लैंग्वेज में हम कहते हैं कि जिन भूत जिन्नात का जो है सामना करना. Next, reading. Reading means comprehending. In this paragraph, we will come to know about Sinbad life, about his life, that he had inherited most or considerable wealth from his parents. But when he was young and he was foolish, he wasted it carelessly. But he found that money grows very quickly if you are not careful about it. So, the money he has left with it, he made a best use of it and joined a company of merchants who traded by sea. One day he went to the island which was covered with fruit trees, with springs of excellent water, and where there were no houses nor people. His companions were wandering here and there, and they were gathering flowers and fruits. But Sinbad found a shady place over there and he fell asleep. On page number 15, paragraph number 2 is talking about Sinbad horror. How long I slept. How long he slept, he didn't know about that. But when he opened his eyes and started to his feet, it means when he stood up, he was perceived with horror. He was gripped with a great horror, just because he was alone there, and the ship he sailed in was gone from the shore. It was left the shore. He was looking for the means of escape, and then he climbed to a tall tree. When he climbed that tall tree, there was nothing hopeful there, but when he turned to the landward, he was very excited. His curiosity was, his suspension was excited by a white dazzling object that was shining, but it was so far off, and he couldn't make an opinion that what it could be, what it might be, what was the white thing. And in third paragraph, we have learned that when Sinbad descended from the tree, he found that this was a type of ball. It was very soft and smooth, and it was impossible to climb over it because it presented no foothold. He walked round about it for finding some opening, but there was nothing. And this was the time the sun was near setting, and it felt quite suddenly dark, just because that thing was like a huge black cloud. And it came fastly over Sinbad, and he saw with it amazement that it was a bird of extraordinary size, which was hovering above Sinbad's head. And then he remembered that he had often heard from the sailors about the wonderful bird which was called rock, and that rock occurred to Sinbad. It was appeared to Sinbad that the white object which had so puzzled him, which had so wondered him, it must be its egg, and that was so precious egg. And in next paragraph we will learn about that Sinbad settled down over that egg and covered itself with its wings to keep it warm, and sat close beside that egg in such a position that one of the bird's feet, which was very large and was just in front of Sinbad. And Sinbad took his turban off, and he tied himself up securely with the hope to it that the rock, when it will take its flight in next morning, he will bear him away with it from the isolated island. In next paragraph on page number 16, we will learn that when in the next morning the bird rose into the air, it carried Sinbad to up and up till that Sinbad couldn't longer see the earth. And then suddenly, when the bird descended so quickly, Sinbad lost his consciousness. And when he became aware that rock had settled down, and that Sinbad was again on the earth, and he hastily untied himself from the bird foot and freed himself. Now in next paragraph we will learn about more Sinbad. So I will take start reading of it alongside its difficult meaning, and then I will translate it. The valley in which I found myself was deep and narrow, deep Tariq and narrow Tang, and surrounded by mountains pahar, which towered Buland Hona into the clouds, and were so steep Dehelwan and rocky or Chatane thi that there was no way of climbing up their sides. As I wandered about, घूमना फिरना, seeking तलाश करना, anxiously परेशानी से. अब यहाँ पर seeking anxiously is a phrase used here which means फिक्रमंदी से तलाश करना for some means of escaping from this trap. Escape बचना, means of escaping बचने का रास्ता. This trap is जाल से, trap जाल. I observed मुशाहिदा करना that the ground was covered with diamonds जवाहिरात. This sight मंजर gave me great pleasure खुशी देना. But my delight मेरी खुशी was speedily जल्द ही damped मांद पड़ गई when I saw also numbers of horrible खतरनाक snakes खतरनाक सांपों को देखना, so long and so large that the smallest of them could have swallowed निगल जाना an elephant with ease आसानी से. Fortunately, there is a hyperbolic statement. Hyperbole is a figure of speech. It is a figurative language. It means that when we use an exaggeration, یعنی جب ہم کسی چیز کو بڑھا چڑھا کر کسی بات کو بڑھا چڑھا کے بیان کرتے ہیں اٹ مینس ہائپر بول، اس کو ہم ہائپر بولی بھی کہتے ہیں اور ہائپر بول بھی کہتے ہیں. سو فارچونیٹلی خوش قسمتی For me, they seemed to hide چھپنا in caves غاروں میں of the rocks by day دن کے وقت and only came out باہر آنا by night رات کے وقت probably غالباً شاید because of their enemy دشمنی the rock mean bird پرندے کا نام ہے عربی رخ. Now I will translate the whole paragraph. The valley in which I found myself اس وادی میں یا جس وادی میں میں نے اپنے آپ کو پایا was deep and narrow وہ تنگ اور تاریک تھی and surrounded by mountains اور پہاڑوں میں ڈھکی ہوئی تھی which towered جو کہ بلند تھے into the clouds بادلوں کی طرف and were so steep and rocky اور اتنی چٹانیں اور ڈھلوان تھے that there was no way of climbing up their sides کہ ان کے اطراف پر چڑھنا بھی مشکل تھا. As I wandered about جو ہی میں ادھر ادھر گھومتا رہا seeking anxiously فکر مندی سے تلاش کرتا رہا for some means of escaping بچنے کا کوئی ذریعہ from this trap اس جال سے. I observed میں نے دیکھا that the ground was covered کہ زمین ڈھکی ہوئی تھی with diamonds جواہرات سے. This sight اس منظر نے gave me مجھے دیا great pleasure اس منظر نے مجھے بہت خوش کیا but my delight لیکن میری خوشی was specially damped جلد ہی ماند پڑ گئی when I saw جب میں نے دیکھا also numbers of horrible snakes so long and so large جب میں نے بے شمار خطرناک بڑے اور لمبے سانپوں کو دیکھا that the smallest of them could have کہ ان میں سے سب سے چھوٹا بھی have swallowed نگل سکتا تھا an elephant ایک ہاتھی کو with ease آسانی کے ساتھ. اب کوئی سانپ جو ہے وہ ایلیفینٹ کو نہیں نگل سکتا. it is just hyperbole 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 اور hyperbole it means to exaggerate something کسی چیز کو بڑھا چڑھا کے بیان کرنا. Fortunately for me میرے لیے خوش قسمتی کی بات یہ تھی they seemed to hide in caves of the rocks by day کہ یہ دن کے وقت اپنے آپ کو غاروں میں چھپاتے تھے and only اور صرف came out باہر آتے تھے by night رات کے وقت probably شاید یا غالباً because of their enemy the rock غالباً اپنے دشمن راک کی وجہ سے اپنے دشمن پرندے کی وجہ سے. So that was all about it. All the students are supposed to recognize all the difficult words from the it, go through the story, go through each and every paragraph, and inshallah we will learn next paragraph in next video. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.